Well, the summer in the northern hemisphere is almost gone. The leaves are turning orange and red and all the beautiful colors. And you know what that means? It's time to reminisce back on the releases I loved in the summer of 2024. Welcome back to Wheels of Mercury. I'm your host, Wheels, and once again, we're going to look over the releases I loved in the summer of 2024. But before I get into the list, I had to shout out Eye Eater and Ceremony of Silence for both releasing great albums this year. Check either of them out if you thought the new Ulcerate album was just a bit too long. Now, going into the list...
Hey Wheels! You heard the new Alienate album?
No, I've never listened to them since like 2020. I don't listen to them anymore. Why do you ask? Also, who the heck are you? And why are you in my video?
Well, when you opened up the comment section to your faithful metal alternative video, whatever the heck that means, you unleashed the Pandora's box, and out from it came me, Eli Elitus.
Oh god, that metal alternative video I did in April, don't remind me, I'm trying to move past that. Isn't it pronounced Elitus?
Oh, whatever. Go listen to your woke poser crap like Dawn Raid and Death Heaven. It's awful. Well, I'll see you around, Wheels. I'm gonna watch some J-Dog and some Music of Destruction. They were telling me everything I need to know about some real offensive metal. Oh, one more thing. Go cut your nails. You look like David Lopez.
I had to actually look up that 80s movie reference. It's from Big Trouble in Little China. And also, I have got my fingernails cut since that video, you know. Could you please get out of here with your obscure movie references? Go watch your J-Dog and, Music of Destruction, like you just said. Go watch them. Go listen to your catchy black metal. Guys, I'm sorry about that. That guy's a weirdo, isn't he? The first release I loved in the summer of 2024 came all the way back in either June or July. Mothman and the Thunderbirds with their album Portal Hopper. Now, I had to shout out Metal Trenches for this, because he showcased this album on his Best of Bandcamp for either June or July. I think it was July. Anyways, he showcased it on Best of Bandcamp, and when I heard it, man, my mind was blown. This is kind of like Devin Townsend solo stuff with some Blind Melon influence and some Green Day influence, and it's all about cryptozoology, like cryptids, like the Mothman and stuff like that, Bigfoot and stuff like that. It goes all over the place, but it is so fun to listen to. I feel like this Mothman and Thunderbirds album was such a great listen for me all summer. I had a lot of fun listening to this, and if you are very open-minded to a band that does all sorts of different genres, like black blues, alternative rock, pop punk. Yeah, they go all over the place. So, check this out if you want a fun, open-minded listen. It's great. Next up is a non-metal album that I would put on whenever I feel like, chilling down a bit. The Palette Cleanser from metal. And the new album from Clairo called Charm. And it is just such a pleasant listen. I love the production on this thing. And her voice is soothing and sort of, hypnotic. And, it's good to put on as background music for when you want to chill in the morning or at night. Yeah, some great songs on here. So if you like chill singer-songwriter music, Clairo's knocked it out of the park with this one. I'm going to briefly mention my review of Leprous' Melodies of Atonement. It was a great record. I'm not going to spoil my review, but I'm going to put it up here in the link up above for those of you who are watching on computers. and the link down below too, if you wanna find out what score out of 5 I gave Leprous' Melodies of Atonement. And I actually saw them live recently, and they were freaking incredible. Einar has such an amazing voice, and Bard, the drummer, was just firing on all cylinders. They are just one of my all-time favorite bands, but I'll stop gushing about them because I have to give the spotlight to a more deserving, underrated band, Deceased, with Children of the Morgue. This band has been going since the freaking 80s, and they don't get the respect that they deserve. I am blown away by how good all this stuff is, considering they've been around for so long. Like, you'd think that with all the horror movie and horror literature references, all of the King Diamond-esque pomp with it, all of the Kaiju Warrior-esque sort of vocal style, and the obituary-like grooves that they have in there, and the Iron Maiden-like twin guitar harmonies, you'd think metal fans would be salivating over this. But no, I can't believe that they're not as well known. I feel like they're like the Manila Road of death metal. I truly do. Because they just ooze charisma, man. King Fowley, he's an underground legend. If you want to hear great death thrash records with like Iron Maiden influence and great horror storytelling and tons of fun gothic atmosphere, yeah, check out this Children of the Morgue album by Deceased. It is great, and with Halloween coming around the corner, any of you metalheads want a great album to set the mood for that holiday, perfect album. Go check it out. Next up is a very unique band that is kind of black metal, but I would argue that they're not really black metal. They're kind of pulling black metal. It's one influence of all of their other influences in there too. These guys are from Holland, and they are called Roer and Died. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not a Dutch speaker. With their album Bosom, that's close to a band I don't want to talk about anymore. Anyways, this album is very like if Siouxsie and the Banshees, or the girl that used to sing with Swans, Jarbo, that's her name, sang with like Alcest or something like that. It's really interesting. And when I listen to it, you know how some people get synesthesia, like color synesthesia. When I listen to this album, it is purple, just like the album cover. I have an image of like a purple velvet sort of landscape when I listen to it. It's quite cool. They are listed as atmospheric black metal on the archives, but I don't think this is black metal. This is something more than black metal. It's very unique. If you like gothic rock like Siouxsie and the Banshees, or Jarbo, or like stuff like Alcest, or the band A Pregnant Light. If you like A Pregnant Light, check out this Roer and Died album. It's really good. Next up is another band that is way more on the black metal side. The Norwegian band Gjendød, with the album Lidklampe. The reason why I picked this album out is that you can actually hear the bass, unlike with some black metal bands. Yeah, this has some great bass playing and some great guitar playing, and it's raw as hell. Yeah, if you like your Norwegian raw second wave black metal, but you want to hear more of the bass, yeah, check out this Gjendød album. It's awesome. And shout out to Simon from Explosive Action for showing it in his black metal collection update some time ago. Thanks, mate. Next up is probably one of the best black metal albums I've heard this year. Incantatus Lac Lucis, Temples Colliding in Fire. Now this is a British black metal band, and they are like black metal Iron Maiden. Maybe even more so than the Greek bands like Rotting Christ or Belethron. These guys are way more influenced by Iron Maiden. They have like the riff of like a band like Negative Train, other bands that have this like merciful fate but with black metal vocals sort of vibe, if you get what I mean. The only weird thing about this is that they are on I Void Hanger Records, and usually that record label does really avant-garde black metal and stuff like that. So for them to go in a different, more traditional direction by signing this band is pretty interesting. I love this Incontentious Lux Lucis album. Like I just said, it might be one of the best black metal albums I've heard all year. And if you're looking for your highly melodic yet still raw black metal fix, like Spectral Wound with a bit of Iron Maiden in there, yeah, check out this Incontentious Lux Lucis record. It's awesome. I gotta give a brief shout out to Oxygen Destroyer with their album Guardian of the Universe. I've been getting into stuff like Godzilla and stuff like that. These guys are right up my alley, and they made an album about the turtle kaiju Gamera. So if you're into kaiju films and you love super fast thrash metal, yeah, go check this out. Speaking of super fast thrash metal, down in Chile, there is an amazing scene of bands just waiting to be discovered by people who are into underground metal. And one of these is Mayhemic with their album Toba. This is like the modern equivalent of the 1986 German thrash metal classic by Creator called Pleasure to Kill. Like, this is like Pleasure to Kill, but done in 2024. It is insanely fast, insanely ripping. It's just going up 200 miles an hour, just like beating down the highway sort of stuff. It is insane. The drummer must be tired after all of that blasting, the insane double kick work, and just the insane speed of it all. They do slow down in the middle for a kind of a semi-palate cleanser song, but after that song they immediately pick up again. So if you love your speed and thrash metal, I would say check this out. And if you also love stuff like Demolition Hammer, this will probably be up your alley. The Growers and Outliers section. And I have to preface this first outlier by saying, it really was the summer of Gojira, wasn't it? That was such a landmark moment for metal as a whole. People who are not even into metal was like, who is this like Gojira band? Wow, they're pretty crazy. Quite a crazy thing to have happened at the Olympics, no less. Which segues into Terra Incognita. This was Gojira's first ever album, released all the way back in 2001, and it has more of a death metal edge kind of thing to it. It's pretty cool. My favorite song is Satan is a Lawyer. It almost got like a kind of a Mr. Bungle vibe in the middle. Kind of weird and avant-garde, but I dig it. And the only track that kind of scares me is the one of the tracks at the end that has like the screaming people in it. That is like supposed to represent people being burned by like global warming or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty hard to listen to. But it is a great album if you want to know how Gojira officially started, because they were once known as Godzilla. Yeah, check out Terra Incognita. It's pretty awesome. And the last grower and outlier here, Swans, The Burning World. Thank God Michael Gira of Swans finally changed his mind about this album and put it up on streaming, because it is not as bad as some Swans fans would tell you to believe. Yes, the songs are a bit brighter than something off of White Light Off the Mouth of Infinity and the follow-up album, but it's still a very good gothic rock / neofolk album. And they got some great songs on this thing. Give it a whirl if you are curious. It's actually not as bad as some Swans fans would want you to believe. Again, like I just said, those are all the albums I loved in the summer of 2024. What were your favorite albums of the summer of 2024? Leave a comment down below. Rock on, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.